CBS19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony coming here on our Facebook page along with our CBS19.TV stream and our YouTube channel to bring you this update on a tornado warning for Hopkins, Hunt, and Rains County that goes until 9:30. It's that circulation just to the southeast of Lone Oak right now that is of concern to the National Weather Service. But at this time, it is just radar indicated, and I will show you on our velocity scope that we are just looking at some areas where the red is close to the green there, just to the northeast of Lone Oak. That would be south of Coombe. And this storm itself is moving generally to the east or to the southeast just a little bit at about 24 miles an hour. So not moving particularly quick at this time. Again, we are on our Facebook page tonight, so hopefully we can keep everybody ahead of the storm. Now, if this storm were to move into Wood County, of course, we would join in programming on CBS19.TV or on our television station. But because it is still out in Hunt and Hopkins County, just outside of the area, we'll stream and we'll see what happens here with this tornado warning that's in effect until 9:30. But I'll zoom in here to this tighter area of rotation that is of concern, and it's going to be kind of where that area, where the arrow points down to, that red and that green. There's a brighter red area toward Lone Oak. There's also an area back here west of Greenview where we're looking at those rotations. But at this time, again, radar indicated, so we are going to keep an eye on that for you and make sure that it does not get a little bit stronger. It looks like the rotation's rather broad. That's south of Coombe. So it's a broad rotation here, and you can see that we're starting to pick up one of our Titan indicators telling us that there's just some strong updrafts in the storm. So I'll circle this for you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's this broad, very broad rotation, but enough with that little bit of a red area right in here that it could spin up a quick tornado warning. So keeping an eye on that at this time. Let me go back to our rotation, or go back to our normal reflectivity mode here and widen things out just a little bit. There's probably a pretty good hail core in that storm also at this time. And there's probably quarters to $half sized hail in that storm northeast of Lone Oak and northwest of Seymour. In relation to the rest of the area, that's going to be northwest of Tyler and just to the north and west of Wood County and Yantis. So we'll keep an eye on that. If you live up toward Wood County or Yantis, you might just want to keep an eye on this storm and start thinking about where you would go if there was a tornado warning issued on down into Wood County. So as that storm drops southeastward, you'll definitely want to have that plan in place. But for right now, I'll put this into motion so you can see the general movement. You can see how it's spinning north of Rains County, spinning into Hopkins County. There is, like I said, a pretty broad rotation on it. There are some additional thunderstorms that are growing back to the north into the northwest. This is all part of the tornado watch that remains in effect for about the next 50 minutes. But at this time, that is the only tornado warning that we have currently going on in east or northeast Texas. There was a tornado warning up around the Red River, east of Paris. That has weakened. This cell, as it moves to the east toward again, toward Wood County. If it got that far as a tornado warned storm, then we'd have that warning prompted. So for right now, we're holding on to that tornado warning, checking with the National Weather Service, and at this point, radar indicated. Also, I indicated on the hail. The Weather Service has ping pong ball sized hail with this storm. Our radar would suggest that maybe some quarter to $half sized. Maybe it looks like the hail core could be getting a little bit stronger in that region. So let me go back and track this for you. Moving out to the east, roughly pretty slowly at about 25 miles an hour. I'll pick that area where we think that there's pretty good inflow, track it generally just to the east, and so that would move over toward Riley Springs and Black Oak between now and 10 o'clock over towards Seymour, staying north or just maybe brushing the northern end of Wood County if it continued in that current motion. But for now, the tornado warning will continue. Otherwise, there's not a ton else going on. I mean, if you look down over parts of East Texas, we don't have any thunderstorms in the Tyler area or in the Longview areas. It's just that little cluster there, and sometimes when thunderstorms get out there in their own environment, and if you might have noticed how humid it was today, how much haze there was in the air, all that humidity, these storms have all that sort of fuel to work with, and when they're sitting out there by themselves and they ingest all that fuel, of course they can sustain themselves and become quite a bit stronger. So again, there's about 15 more minutes on that tornado warning in Hopkins County and a portion of Rains County. And if that were to drop southeastward, it would be into Wood County. And then, of course, we would be on the air and talking more about that. But for right now, we're just going to stream over here on our CBS19.TV webpage and also on our Facebook page, where we can bring you some of the latest information. So if you want to share that information, please do. If you know anybody who lives up in that area toward Greenville over towards Sulphur Springs, that would be greatly appreciated. There was some pretty big hail toward Greenville a little bit earlier, but that hail core has come down quite a bit. It's that area southeast of Lone Oak near Point that I am watching in particular, and I'll show you the velocity here. It's not that impressive, honestly, but radar is indicating strong enough velocity that we could potentially have something spinning up there. The inflow looks to be around Point, but the best rotation is up here toward Brashear. That's where the best green and the reds are coming together, northwest of Bonanza, to the northwest of Seymour, and that would be southwest of Sulphur Springs, southeast of Campbell. So it's right in that. It's a very broad rotation. In fact, it looks like it's probably going to be a couple miles wide across the area. So if I look at that real close, it's probably two mile wide rotation. Now it has to kind of tighten up a little bit for perhaps it to produce a tornado, but for right now, it is just sitting there and causing this tornado warning to be extended until 9:30. Let me check with the Weather Service from Dallas, Fort Worth, who issued this tornado warning, and nothing new coming out of there. So again, their exact words on this warning were that they had a tornadic thunderstorm that prompted the warning. Okay, so they've canceled the warning for East Central Hunt and Northern Rains. So East Central Hunt and Northern Rains, you are in the clear. In fact, if you look at that circulation, it does look like it's moved east of Lone Oak and east of Campbell. So it's out of Rains County. It's now just sitting in Hopkins County for the time being. And so that tornado warning has been reissued until 9:30 for Hopkins County in East Texas. So it's only radar indicated, but we'll continue to watch that. Let me check the hail core on this one more time. Sometimes when we look at the hail core, if it's strengthening, then it also indicates that there's a strengthening updraft in that storm and that there's potential for that tornado or that supercell to strengthen and also produce a tornado. Right now we're looking at $quarter to half dollar sized estimated. This is going to be estimated between Brashear and Bonanza. And then I'll go back to our reflectivity just to get an idea on that. And it seems to be, if it's in that area right by Brashear, that's going to be a rain-wrapped tornado, very difficult to see. Look at the amount of lightning also that we're seeing with that storm. All that lightning would indicate that we have got a pretty strong thunderstorm, and we also have a lot of heavy rain falling within that storm. Let me get the lightning count on that. Within the last 15 minutes, we've had 116 strikes. So about a strike or 10 strikes every minute or so. So there's been quite a few. In fact, that count continues to go up on that lightning strike. And we're sitting here with that rotation. Let me check on our Titan indicator. And our Titan indicator, that tells us that tornado warning currently is in effect till 9:30. And it looks like the maximum hail size on that, as we talked about, was about the size of ping pong balls, almost 2 inches wide. Probability of hail inside that cell now is about 100%. The probability of severe hail is at 70%. And our Titan indicator indicates a low probability or impact from tornado and more of a hail threat with this storm as opposed to a tornado threat. If that moves a little bit farther to the east, that would then move into Wood County. But right now, that is sitting in the southwestern corner of Hopkins County. So Hopkins County is still in that tornado warning, but it does not extend down into Wood County. And it looks like at this time, it's going to stay just north of Wood County. Again, we're going to come on the air at 10 p.m. with our update on the news. But here we're just streaming on our CBS19.TV. So if you're watching us on the app, Welcome if you're watching us on the Facebook channel. I am trying to read Facebook comments and answer any questions. I know a lot of folks want to know what time would this arrive down in Tyler, and we thought between 9 p.m. and 1 a.m., and it looks like we're getting closer to that time frame of maybe a few thunderstorms moving in to the Tyler area or our northern counties, moving into those counties in the likely time frame at about 9 to 11 o'clock. And then it moves on out. After 1 o'clock, these thunderstorms are done with, and it's over for the night. And then we reload or recharge the atmosphere for tomorrow, and we get another chance for severe weather tomorrow. But this is what's happening right now. These are right along Interstate 30. Heavy rain also coming down, so it's likely causing some ponding on the roadways. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Hunt County, Hopkins County, or Rains County, I believe it's going to be Hunt County. Hunt County in the severe thunderstorm warning till 9:45, and a tornado warning until 9:30 for that southwestern corner of Hopkins County. Leading edge of that looks like there could be some pretty strong winds also flowing out, so we may have some downburst winds that are also being produced. So let me do something. I'm going to check on just straight wind speeds in the storm. Sometimes what we can do is we can take away the movement of the storm and just look at the straight wind speed inside the storm. And again, that does it doesn't look that impressive, but enough that we've got that warning going. Okay, so that's tightened up a little bit. That brighter red has come up a little bit with that green area. So that's gotten a little bit closer. It's strengthened just a little bit. If you live in Hopkins County and you're watching us on our CBS 19 app, please head to your shelter. And when you head to your shelter, take along your CBS 19 app. And then also at that time, what we need you to do is just continue to watch and monitor. And hopefully you are in your lowest floor of your house right now in Hopkins County, south of Brashear, west of Seymour. If you're staying in that area, stay there. If you're in Greenview, we need you to be in your shelter as fast as possible, up to Bonanza also. Get into your shelter as quick as possible. It's best to get in, get down, and stay covered up when we have a tornado warning like this. That tornado warning extends now over toward Como and up toward Martin Springs and over toward Seymour. And as it does, that'll go until 9:30. It could be extended a little bit farther to the east. But currently, just still radar indicated rotation at this time with that storm in Hopkins County. Okay, a couple new pieces of information coming to us from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southwestern Hopkins County, still for that ping pong ball sized hail. You know, one of the impacts is people and animals outdoors can be hurt. Hail can do damage, of course, to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles, and you can expect some damage to roof, siding, and windows with the size hail that they have inside that storm right now. Again, that tornado warning that was in effect for northern Rains County, that was canceled. The tornado warning for Hopkins County still continues until 9:30, so for about 9 more minutes. We'll wait and see if this is replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning in that area, or if they extend that tornado warning farther over into Hopkins County. But right now, it looks like that rotation is widening back out again on that cell. All right, I'm going to go back over to reflectivity, and I'll play this out for you again. If there is rotation within that cell, it is rain wrapped. A spotter would have a very difficult time seeing that. It does look like there is some sort of outflow coming from the storm towards Seymour. Some strong winds also headed over toward Picton. So there may be some 60, 70 mile an hour winds inside that cell that are pushing out and creating some downdraft winds that it's being picked up as rotation within that cell. Let me look at our Titan indicator. Again, it's yellow for us means that it's a medium strength rotation. And so at this time, it's really more about the hail size, which is up to bigger. With 2.5-inch size hail, you're talking about at least some golf ball sized hail, if not some hen egg sized hail. And the probability in there is that it is 100% that there's hail, a 90% chance that we have severe hail within that cell. And I'll check that out in just a second. Also, the tornado parameter on that is rather low, with the hail impact being the larger of the impacts off this storm. So let's look at the hail core inside that storm. Again, looking at that hail core, sometimes we can tell if a storm is strengthening or weakening. And with this, it looks like it's maintained that hail core fairly well. It's been $half sized hail for quite some time. I'd be interested to see on the hail path just how far it's, how much hail tracks we've seen here. I'll click that on for us, and we'll run this back over the last 6 hours. And you can see it came out of between Lone Oak with that tornado warning, kind of pulsed down. But look at the hail track on this storm going all the way back to Greenville. There was tennis ball sized hail in that storm as it moved out of Greenville, and then toward Brashear it picked back up again, and now currently west of Seymour, the hail size, it looks like it's come down to maybe some $half sized to quarter sized hail. So seeing the hail core coming down, that's good news. That means that the thunderstorm itself could be in a weakening phase or in a recycling phase, but for the time being, it just may be that it is recycling. The lightning is impressive and remains impressive on that storm. So a lot of lightning, of course, there's a lot of ice inside that thunderstorm, and because of that, you're seeing the hail and also the potential for the tornado. All right, so it's weakened a little bit more now. We're getting somewhat of a moderate updraft into the storm. The tornado warning is still in effect for about 6.5 more minutes. So we'll stay with this stream until then, and we'll see what the Weather Service does. It looks like they are continuing the severe thunderstorm warning until 9:45. So it looks like right now we may get a replacement of the tornado warning with a severe thunderstorm warning in Hopkins County. Let me flip over to Shreveport and see if they are watching. It looks like it's going to be, all right, they are watching the storm, but they're wondering if it is tracking toward Camp County. That's just something. Let's see, Shreveport is talking about the cell newly issued tornado warning headed toward far northwest Wood County within an hour. So, but right now they do not have any warnings on that for this time. So we'll continue watching it. We've got to continue watching this also. Again, tornado warning in Hopkins County, and now a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued, and this is going to be, this is likely going to be for that same cell. So what will happen is Franklin and Wood County will get a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:30, and this tornado warning that's in Hopkins County will be allowed to expire here in about 5 minutes. So the rotation inside that storm, and I'll show you this rotation again, and it's why we continue to stream. It's really, it's there, it's very broad, it's almost nebulous right now. It looks like it's weakened quite a bit. So a severe thunderstorm warning has replaced that tornado warning in Hopkins County, and so the severe thunderstorm warning will be in place for Franklin and Wood County until 10:30. So if you are watching us from Franklin and Wood County, that's what you need to know. You've got potentially some large hail heading into Franklin and Wood County at this time. It could be in the order of some quarters to maybe some $half sized hail. So some pretty large hailstones coming in right now. And with that in mind, we've got to just let you know that that severe thunderstorm warning will continue. I'm trying to get back to the Facebook page, see if there's any other questions with anybody as we continue monitoring. Again, there was that tornado warning that was in effect for Hopkins County, and that prompted us to come on and do our stream here. And as we've been doing our stream, that cell has weakened just quite a bit. By the way, there is another threat for severe weather coming our way tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, we have a chance for some strong thunderstorms to move back over some of the same areas that we're seeing here tonight. And tomorrow we decided to go with a CBS19 Eye on Weather Day because there's a wider or larger, maybe even a bigger impact in tomorrow's storms, more widespread with a lot more folks seeing stronger thunderstorms tomorrow. We are under what we call an enhanced or level 3 out of 5 risk, meaning that numerous severe thunderstorms are possible. When you have that type of scenario, it means you can have anything from large hail damaging winds to also a number of tornadoes. So I'm just going to stay with this till 9:30, watch that tornado warning expire, and then after that, we're going to go get ready for the 10 p.m. news, keeping an eye on that cell because we would have to jump back on if we had that severe thunderstorm warning turned back into a tornado warning in Wood or Franklin County. Let me do a quick track of this for the folks who might be watching us from Wood or Franklin County. You'll want to know what time that cell could be getting there. It's generally moving to the east, a little bit of a southeast move now on it, but only at about 25 miles an hour. So that's going to bring it into Picton at about 9:37, Winnsboro at around 10:02, Majors at 10:14, Mount Vernon about 10:24, Leesburg right around 10:41. What you can expect are some gusty winds close to 60 miles an hour. Again, the hail core on this has been probably the biggest concern with this storm. And I will show you what we're talking about when we're talking about hail. There you go. We'll zoom in on that. So we're close to quarters, almost $half sized hail. So there's some pretty big hail with that cell, and that's what's prompted the downstream severe thunderstorm warning for Wood and Franklin County. And let's go back to the reflectivity mode, and then I'll widen things out so you just get a feel for what we're dealing with here. Just a couple of isolated thunderstorms out there at this time. Not certainly widespread. There were a few counties that were taken out of the tornado watch down to the south and west of Dallas. In fact, Henderson and Anderson County were also removed from the tornado watch. And the tornado watch goes until 10 p.m. We'll wait and see if that's extended. Now that we've got some life to these thunderstorms, there is a chance it could go up until about 1 a.m. farther to the south and east. It already extends over to the east. In fact, I'll back you up here and take a look at where the tornado watch currently is in effect. It does include Smith County, and the city of Tyler also includes it's going to include Gregg County, Marion, Harrison County, and also going to include Van Zant County, Rains County still in that. Again, Gregg, Harrison, Camp, Titus, Morris County also. All right, new severe thunderstorm warning or an update to that severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like the severe thunderstorm warning for Hopkins County, again, that has been extended out till 10:30, and then we've got the other part of the severe thunderstorm warning till 10:30 also. All right, we're coming up here on 9:30. We'll wait and see exactly what happens here with a reminder to always, if you want to track our storms, you can do so with our CBS19 mobile app. And a great thing about the CBS19 mobile app is that you can follow along. You can go take the app to your shelter. You take the app to your shelter, and then what you can do there is watch us. You can also listen to us if we break in with programming with our radio stations. Do we have a chance of baseball-sized hail? Somebody said CBS19 reported that. Yeah, well, Renee, I said that earlier, that we were in an area where we were an enhanced risk for large hail. The Storm Prediction Center said there was a chance for up to softball-sized hail in the tornado watch tonight. So there's always that possibility in the tornado watch. Doesn't mean that you are going to have that. But we had a 10% chance, which is pretty large, for significant hail, or hail that would be up to the size of 2 inches, which is golf ball sized, or a little bit bigger than that. And we have certainly, we've been seeing that so far. All right, so the severe thunderstorm warning, again, going on for Franklin, Wood County until 10:30. Let me go through some of these other questions here. Let's see. Nick, thanks for watching. Lily, thank you for watching. Rick, thank you for watching. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Between Sulphur Springs and Emory, just east of Brashear, we're getting lots of hail, about ping pong ball size hail. Okay, so, and rotation was right above us. Gary, thank you very much. So that sort of jibes with what we were saying earlier when there was that tornado watch that was in effect. But now it's been replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning, and that will go until 10:30. So if you are in Wood and Upshur County, I'm going to show you the possibility of seeing some larger hail here within this cell. So keep an eye on Seymour. That appears to be where the hail core is right now, and I'll track that hail core here for you. And that's going to be right now the biggest threat with this cell. And so far it looks like it's weakened considerably in terms of the size of hail, but let's track this for anyone, even that small hail headed toward Picton, headed southeast out here between now and 10:30. And so that'll head into Winnsboro at about 10:30, Scroggins at about 10:43. If it continued on that path, it would head over toward Pittsburgh a little bit later than that. Let me do something else here so you get a feel for what we're looking at. Let me go back to the tracker. Okay, right there. You notice that the polygon, or the yellow box, also goes down to the southeast, right? So what that indicates is that this storm could turn a little bit to the right, maybe sag a little bit farther to the southeast. If that's the case, Then it's still Winnsboro around 10:30, Musgrove about 10:36, Pineview at 10:51, and Newsom at about 10:59. So it just gives us a little variation. And again, it looks like that hail core has weakened again on that cell. So let me go back to our reflectivity mode. And so what this may be happening here, and it was one of the things the computer models were suggesting, is that we would get clusters of showers and thunderstorms, and as they dove to the southeast, there'd be some weakening of these cells. And we're certainly hoping that's the case here tonight. Got to hope that that is going to continue to play out that way. So seeing that hail core come down, looks like the thunderstorm itself kind of congealing, so there may be some gusty winds, could still be some hail as that moves into Wood County and into Franklin County and eventually over toward Camp County. All right, here's what I need to do. I need to reset and get ready for the 10 o'clock news tonight. So I appreciate you guys checking in with me here on the Facebook page. If you want to go ahead and share this, please do with your neighbors. Renee says, wow, we are in Longview, and I just didn't see us having that size hail. Renee, it doesn't mean that you will see that size hail. I mean, that's the potential. As you were in that hatched area, it's always a potential when you have this type of environment. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll realize that size hail, but you could have some hail tonight that it could get that big. Right now, it doesn't look that way. It looks like it's more in the order of maybe some quarter-sized hail coming in, and of course that is considered a severe thunderstorm warning. But this storm is still pretty far away from Gregg County. In fact, it's lifting sort of north of Gregg County. That cell would not even be headed toward there right now, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, hopefully I can help out everybody here tonight and give you some information, keep you up to date. Renee, anytime, love to help out with that information. We'll be back on again at CBS 19 News at 10 o'clock. For now, I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony. Stay safe tonight.